Okay, Shalom.
Shalom.
Like to say, Koloyim La, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Bashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushua,
Ba'ashem,
Bashem,
Rakakadash.
Rakakadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, peace, citations, and hopeful elect. Shalom.
Honor.
And the title of this video is going to be, this part is going to be, this truth is sweet and bitter. So, this is going to be like a, what you call it, elaboration on the fact that how this truth is actually going into like the sweetness of it. When you first hear that you're an Israelite, you know, it sounds sweet to your spirit, you know. But that's the thing. It's like when you understand that you are Israelite, everybody will love to hear that, you know, that you are a son of the living power of Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. But the thing is that, like, later on down in your life, the things you're gonna realize is like, you know, that furnace of adversity that you have to be put through, you know. So the thing that comes with this truth is battling, like, you know, the demons that are gonna be set against you now. See this, so that's the thing, because no one is half the battle. They say now the full battle is just you committing to who you are and doing what you have to do to make sure that you become saved. So bring up Revelation chapter um, 10, verse 8 to 11. About the show.
This is Revelation 10 and 8. And the voice which I heard from heaven spake unto me again, and said, Go and take the little book which is open in the hand of the angel which standeth upon the sea and upon the earth. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, Give me the little book. And he said unto me, Take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey.
Something is rigging your.
This phone's fine. It's gonna end. Verse 10. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth, sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter.
Yeah. So you know, pretty much when it's coming to this truth, like, you know, that's the sweetness when you first understand who you are, and then the bitter is like you basically realizing that, damn, I got a lot of, you know, on my plate, you know, and it's a lot I gotta endure in this thing, you know, because it's like there's certain things in this truth like that make you want to fall out, like I guess the fact that you got to go through the path of like maybe like sacrificing your time in the world, you know, whereas like in this truth, like, you know, you have to like pretty much do that full commitment, you know, showing your servitude to Yahweh Shema Shai. But it's a light affliction compared to, it's a light, you know, sacrifice compared to what Yahweh Shai had to sacrifice, you know? Because in the end of the day, it's like this world is so wicked, you might as well end up being in this truth anyway, you know? Look how wicked these people are. Look how fake they are. Don't you want to surround yourself with brothers that actually are, you know, real, that are about like being real? Wait, oh,
Yeah.
so that was it on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you didn't bring out verse 11 of it, but right. Um,
Let's see. Revelation 10.
and 11.
Yeah. All right. This is verse 11. This is Revelation 10:11. He said unto me, Thou must prophesy again before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings.
And that's basically what you have to do in this thing, you know, because the prophesying is like, it is hard, you know, because like you're gonna have to be looked at like a fool by many people, but that's part of the you know, the humiliation. You know, it tells you Job the 12th chapter that how the Most High, he maketh the judges look like fools, and what he does as well, it mentions how he uses the wise of this world to be confounded by the ones that he brought low, you know, basically showing you that how the Most High, he deals with the lowly, and then he eventually, like, it's a humility thing before honor, you know what I mean? So it's like you're gonna go through that path of basically being looked at like as a low person, like, you know, people look at us like we're low lives, you know, they think lowly of us, but then it's like in the end they're gonna realize that after all we really had what this world really needed, which is the truth, to pretty much be at you know, on the Most High's good side. So you could bring out Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 16 to 18.
Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah 15.
A lot of
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 15 and
verse 16
verse 16. It reads,
and continue to 18.
Thy words were found, and I did eat them, and thy word was unto me the joy and rejoicing of mine heart. For I am called by thy name, O Lord, Yahweh of hosts. I sat not in the assembly of the mockers, nor rejoiced. I sat alone because of thy hand, for thou hast filled me with indignation. Why is my pain perpetual and my wound incurable? Which refuses to be healed? Wilt thou be altogether unto me as a liar and as waters that fail?
Yeah, and you see one thing about Jeremiah, um, he found a lot of rejoicing when he first heard about the word of the Most High, when the Most High was dealing with him. When he understood who he was, things of that nature. Understood that he had a purpose to serve the Heavenly Father. He wanted to basically get the whole nation of Israel to be in that same, type of, awakening as well. He wanted the nation of Israel. He wanted to wake up his own people, but it's like the thing is that when it's coming to this bitter end of this, and this truth, it's like you realize that not only the Most High is going to be dealing with the 1/3. He's not going to be dealing with the whole nation of Israel, and that's why Jeremiah in the 17th chapter and 18th chapter he talks about how he threw a curse upon the 2/3. Because they wanted to kill him, and basically he just saw how wicked they were, and he had to deal with that shit. And that's the thing as a prophet, you got to deal with the humiliation, you know. And you could bring out Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 1 to 7. Go out the shot.
Yep, Colin. This is Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 1. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll, and go speak into the house of Israel.
So yeah, that whole roll is going into like basically it's just going to that full, that basically like when you eat like a bread, you're gonna eat everything of it. So in this case, it's pretty much talking about like the whole thing. You gotta eat it. So like how their parents say like you better eat that food. You better not leave any leftovers behind. You better finish it all. They want to make sure you finish everything on your plate. Hey, that's how we gotta be in this thing, man. We gotta
Yeah.
pretty much deal with all type of elements in this thing. You know. Continue.
So I opened my mouth, verse 2. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. And he said unto me, Son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them. For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of an hard language, but to the house of Israel.
Right. So it's going into how like the Lord didn't give the prophets like with a strange speech. Like he's gonna make it to where he has prophets of different dialects, different languages that could communicate to the nation about people that speak different languages too. You know, because you got brothers in different countries, different regions. And that goes into like how in First Corinthians, I believe I think it's the 12th chapter, going into how there's many talents. That the Lord has given His prophets. And every brother has a specific talent in this thing, and the dialects is one of them. you know so some way somehow, and even on YouTube you can have it to where there's a transcript to where like they could get everything that you're saying off the video and translate it into a Google translator to like to try to like see what you're saying to get the message out of
Yeah,
it.
that transcript thing reminds me of them trying to put Jake in court too. That they
Yeah.
could do that too.
And now this time, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, even in transcript, it
Yeah.
shows you that it's about like a couple weeks ago I've seen it to where like they now spell out the name Yahweh Bashem Shai on
Oh
it.
wow.
Yep.
All praises.
That was like I think a month or some
That's
change.
how you know they locking up Jake for the truth
Well,
too.
no,
Some of them
well,
they might.
well,
But yeah,
um,
this verse 6. Not to many people of a strange speech of an hard language, whose words thou canst not understand. Surely I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee. But the house of Israel would not hearken unto thee, for they would not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard hearted.
yeah, they're stiff necked, like as Exodus 32nd chapter said. They don't want to listen. They don't care. But you could bring out verse 27 on that same
Oh, verse
chapter, the
27.
Shah,
Yeah.
because it kind of correlates with the same, you know, idea. It adds
Yeah,
a little
verse
bit more
27,
detail.
it reads, But when I speak with thee, I will open my mouth, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, He that heareth, let him hear, and he that forbeareth, let him forbear, for they are a rebellious house.
Yeah, they're so rebellious, you know. It's like to the point where Jake realizes that they're catching hell, but no, they in fact want to be twice the devil that Esau is, so that they won't have to, deal with the bitterness of being of an Israelite, so they don't have to basically suffer as much. So they will pretty much clothe themselves with more wickedness, do more wicked um unto their own people, just so that they won't have to catch that same hell,
Yeah,
you know. But
you gotta shoot.
let me see.
Yeah.
You could bring up Babakasha, Luke chapter 21 verse 15.
Luke 21 and 15, all right.
So this is I'm gonna bring up Mark.
Yeah.
This is Mark chapter 6 verse 4. It says, "But Yahweh said unto them, A prophet is not without honor, but in his own country and among his own kin and in his own house." So yeah, you know, when it's coming to this truth, like that's the bitterness you realize. Your whole family ain't gonna wake up. You might wake up maybe one person out your family or very few people, but you ain't gonna wake up a lot of us. A lot of your family members. You know, and that's the thing. Just like in Habashah, he had two brothers that was with him that believed in the truth, and then two brothers that weren't, of the truth. They didn't
So,
care.
yeah,
So
so
yeah,
Luke
um,
21
you could
and
verse 15 to
oh,
17.
Crown and reads, "For I will give you a mouth of wisdom." This is Luke chapter 21, verse 15 through 17. "For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist, and you shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinsfolk and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death, and you shall be hated of all men for my name's sake."
Right, and that's the thing, that's part of the bitterness, being hated by all people. And at the end of the day, like, to hell with these people, they're fake as all hell. Like when you look at like how people were back in the early 2000s, or let's just say like even the 90s, 80s, things like that, time periods like that. People back then had a lot more morals, right? They it was the point where it's like you could deal with the wickedness that they did back in that time because it wasn't really that bad. But like now, like seeing how these people are, like, we don't want to have no dealings with these people. And it's like it's so bad to the point where it's like it's a miracle that how, you came into this truth, because it's like you would have thought like shit, you would have got caught up in the wickedness, but no. It's the spiritual divine intervention that how the most high, pretty much delivered you into this truth.
So
Um,
just like Enoch, Enoch was translated.
yeah, yeah. So you could bring up Babakasha, John 15 verse 18. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna see the time. Hold on. 13 minutes
John 15.
and 18 to
All right, let's
20.
get it all. It's the book of John, chapter 15, verse 18. "If the world hate you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you."
Right, and it's like, when scriptures talk about how this truth is like considered as light, it's a metaphor for like how, when it's coming to this truth, like people are like vampires in the world. That's why the scripture said the world is on the gross darkness, the people. Because when you look at a vampire likes to stay in darkness. I believe that says in Isaiah 60 verse 2, talking about the gross darkness is the people. So it's like when you look into it, the gross darkness being like the people under, you know every other religion, under basically every other dogma, everything that doesn't pertain to the tree of life, which the tree of life will be, you know basically, like a metaphor for this truth, the knowledge, wisdom, understanding of this truth, things that please the Heavenly Father. Um, when it's coming to people in this world, they look at it like they're, kind of, you know, let's say disturbed by the light. And I mean, some people look at it like, oh wow, they see us teaching on the side of the street, wearing garments, things of that nature, have a 12 tribe sign, or
Yeah.
they just see us with garments, teaching with the Bible, things of that nature. They look at it like you're a spectacle. And pretty much the thing is that in this truth, you realize like sometimes there might even be some people that walk close, and then you end up having to say like, they got like, what I usually say, like the catchphrase, like, you know they got all these people,
Yeah, they
like
have
they
a
got all the space, and they
yeah,
decide to come back close,
yeah, they have a disgust and a disdain for this truth, Akim. All right, we have to
Yeah,
understand that these
but
people they're of the world.
yeah,
All right,
but yeah, and another,
so yeah,
you
go ahead. No, finish,
wait,
finish.
but
What were you
another
gonna
thing
say?
too,
Yeah,
when it's coming to how these people are, it's like, like this brother Ariaba told me from the main camp.
yeah,
He said that it's like these people, they wish they came into the understanding, but it's like there's a spirit, an angel blocking them. It's like a moth attracted to the light. And that's basically the best analogy when it's coming to how people are in the world. They wish they had the light, but they don't understand. Yeah, but you could continue on.
Verse 20. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my sin, they will keep yours also.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So yeah, basically they will try to keep the Lord's statements to use it against him, keep his saying, they were trying to find a way to trip up on the Lord on his words, you know what I mean? Like, and that's basically what you find when you're dealing with stupid people in the world, They try to basically come by the camp to try to be a demon. You know how they will also slice the videos, like edit what you said as a mistake and
yeah,
try to, like, make sure they make it like a remix of it.
yeah.
That's how some scoffers really do. And you got niggas that they basically did that to the Lord back then too.
They make
Trying to be
short
like, oh
clips. They
yeah,
make short clips of it and
oh
shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
yep, absolutely,
yeah.
yep,
They
and
add
it,
their voice over.
yep, that's what they do. Because the thing is that, like, these people, they try to basically make the truth look bad. And honestly speaking, they're jealous because and that's a bitch like spirit. When you see a lot of men that do that type of things, because that's what
Yeah.
women supposed to do in a sense. Well, they're not really supposed to do that. They're righteous, but that's a bitch thing. Like a
Yeah. Well,
you
like you
know,
said, they did it the same way to our Lord. Like what you
they're
agreed
doing it
on
to,
it, right?
yeah, they're gonna do it to
Yeah.
us too. So the servant is not greater than his Lord. Like whatever we go through is because we're going through a fraction of what Yahweh
Yeah.
Shai's son, which is Yahweh Shai, went through. You can also bring out First Peter chapter 4 verse through 7.
So, all right, we got 17 more time. You
Yeah,
said for a bit, all right, let's get it done.
but you got to be a little louder.
Yeah, I'm close to it.
Well, no, this you got to be a little closer to me.
All right, yeah. Well, what scripture you said?
First Peter chapter 4 to 7.
All right, cool.
Yeah, just please raise your voice.
All right, let's get it up. It reads, this is First Peter chapter 4 and 7. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. And above all things, have fervent charity
No,
among
no, First
yourselves.
Peter chapter 1.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, it happens.
This is First Peter chapter 1 and 7. It reads, that the trial of your faith being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahweh Shah Mashiach, whom having not seen ye love, and whom though now ye see him not, though so like yet believing ye rejoice with unspeakable and full of glory, receiving the end of your faith, even the salvation of your souls, of which salvation the prophets have inquired and searched diligently and prophesied of the grace that should come unto you.
So yeah, um, pretty much when it's
That
coming to,
salvation, yep.
that the truth is like, you know, you
Yeah,
gotta go through, like manifold temptations. You gotta go
yep.
through, like, it's a trial of your faith basically, and that's the bitter part of it, you know.
The sweet part of it is salvation, though.
And it's, well, the sweet part is when
Right.
you first come in, and
Yeah.
then yeah, it's sweeter when you realize, like, the
That
salvation that
it's
comes for you.
a life
And
enrichment.
another thing too, when the famine of word hits, and when there's pretty much a lot of tribulations happening on
Yeah.
this earth, you're gonna realize, like, you know, being in this truth, like, it's gonna comfort you, at least when you see now that these people are gonna go through the afflictions that they're gonna face, and now they are gonna be pretty much found in what you call it, in a fucked up situation. They're
Yeah,
gonna be confounded.
these heathen are going to be in a messed up situation because they know that a prophet have been among them, so they know
Exactly.
that all this hell is going to be put upon them. That's the bitter part for these heathen,
I
though.
believe it said that in Ezekiel the 31st or
Yeah,
33rd chapter,
at
under them.
it even speaks about that. Also, I believe in Apocrypha at the strange of his salvation.
That's, yeah,
So
Wisdom Solomon 5.
that's sweet right there, knowing that you about to be saved in a chariot. Like that's the strangest of your salvation.
Yeah, and for people to think like out of all like the chariot is basically like those UFO. Well, Esau calls it a UFO, but
Not
it's pretty much
the chariots.
the chariots of the Most High, and people are gonna think that you've been saved by alien, but the whole time it's like no, you've been saved by the Lord's angels, which is
That's right.
basically his brothers on the right hand side. So that's it on.
So with that, yeah,
Yep,
Shalom, Pastor.
yep. Shalom on part two.